Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and they, thems, and everybody. Why is this so low? 1 second. Hi, how are you? It's just strapping you in for the ride. Today we're going to have a little chat. We are going to talk about the feeling of falling behind. Now, I find that I struggle a lot with this feeling. It can be very paralyzing. I don't know if anybody doesn't struggle with this, but if you don't, I envy your life. Basically, the struggle of the feeling of falling behind is this constant overthinking where you're like, oh, I am not good enough to do this or that, and then you overthink so much and spend so much time thinking about the things that you're going to do that you end up doing nothing. Probably why I haven't uploaded a video in a month. You just think, oh, but I need to upload the best video. I need to do the best in this and that. I need to get the biggest modeling gig ever this month or whatever. You know, it's really good to set goals and expectations for yourself, but if you don't reach them, but at least you tried, then I don't think that anybody should be too hard on themselves in that regard, you know? Sorry, the lighting is so bad. Let me film the other way. Okay, I think that's better. What are some things that we can do to overcome this feeling? Honestly, I think the only way to overcome it is to do. But how do you get yourself to do? I kind of love negativity.
Wrong! The negative!
Not that I love negativity, but when positivity doesn't work, visceral negativity is usually the motivator for change, low key. Whenever I'm slipping on my skincare routine, as soon as I see my skin like starting to go like crazy bad, I'm like, oh, like we need to get back on this. I think when you see the consequences of your actions, you're gonna want to, you know, hop back on the train. But sometimes the consequences of the actions are way too drastic for you to test. I like to make an anti-vision. So we all make vision boards. Well, not we all, but you know, we're familiar with vision boards, but I'm not sure if everybody is familiar with anti-vision. So basically, you list out the opposite of your vision board. So you basically list everything that your life will become if you don't work towards your goals. And then when you see this anti-vision, you should be terrified. And if you're not terrified, then maybe you don't want the things that you want as much as you think that you want them. Because your anti-vision should literally be like the worst case scenario, like basically you failed at life. Not that it's possible to fail at life, but whatever your definition of failure is, that is what your anti-vision board should look like. So I like to make an anti-vision board where I list out what my day looks like when I'm not living my best life, stuff like that, how I feel when I'm not living up to the person that I know I can be, etc. And then usually that's enough to literally disgust me, and then I get back on track. So that's my tip for getting back on track and just having a good feeling about every day. But the feeling of falling behind, I feel like, is so much deeper than that because it is so influenced by social media as well, because we're constantly seeing people who are doing better than us, who are more ahead than us, people who are younger than us. Like I see like girls who are 18, but they're doing everything that I want to do, and I'm 22 and I already feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm not old. I'm 22 years old. I'm not old. But the feeling of comparison can really make you feel like, wow, like I can't do it. But it's so important to remember that everything will happen for you at the right time. Everything will happen for you at the right time. Maybe you're like, oh, this should have happened for me when I was 17 years old. But maybe if it would have happened to you when you were 17 years old, you wouldn't have known how to handle it, and then you would have failed either way. So it's also important to compare ourselves to other people as well, not only the people who are succeeding at the time that we think we should succeed, but also people who are older than us who have reached their success maybe later in life. It is a great example that the things that you may value and that you may want in your life may not come right away. They may come at age 30, they may come at age 40, maybe 50, maybe 60. And as long as you're still alive and well, then you will achieve them, right? If you're working towards it. I think that it is literally impossible to work towards your goals every day of your life and then never reach them. If you never reach them, maybe it wasn't meant for you, but you did something with your life either way. So you can't be too mad at yourself about it, you know? You're already dead, so. It's a morbid way of thinking about it, but really, if you spend your entire life trying to reach a goal and then you end up dying, at least you were doing something. There are people out here doing nothing every day, in their bed, rotting away. And at least you can say in heaven, I tried. And that's really all you gotta do. It's like, some people view consistency as showing up and doing your 100%, doing it perfect every day. But consistency is really just showing up. It's showing up and doing it the best that you can that day, right? It's so important that we just, take some time to chill out, calm down, and reconnect with ourselves. So that's what I've been doing this month. Honestly, the beginning of the month was kind of a blur for me. I was working a bit and just living life. But now that I'm in March, now that we're mid to end March, I really want to hop back on my routines. I went to the gym today, and I also did some yoga in the morning. I need to make lunch after this video because your girl's hungry. I don't have much to eat. But we're gonna make something. And really making sure that I'm drinking enough water, doing everything that I can to make myself feel good, I really want to implement more hobbies in my life because I think this feeling of falling behind may just be the feeling that you're doing nothing with your day as well. So finding little ways where you can fill your day with things that are fun and productive to you, I think is a great way to spend it. And you know what? Leisure and entertainment is also a part of self-care and life. So, get in your PJs, watch that movie, feel good about it. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I just wasted an hour watching this movie. What did you learn from the movie? Wait, should I get a short bob, guys? I'm so distracted. Should I get a short bob? Wait, should I do a little hairstyle? Wait, that might be really cute. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted, but let's get back on track. See? You gotta remind yourself. I really want an iPad as well because I feel like I really like schedules and visual reminders, but sometimes I don't look at my laptop because my laptop's not always on me. And then my phone schedule is a little bit hard to follow sometimes. I just wish I had an iPad. I just want a little iPad. That would make my heart sing. We're living in a society that is very go, very focused on the aesthetic of a life, There's mob wife aesthetic, clean girl aesthetic, and everyone is very driven to reach these aesthetics, and so you can get really lost in that. You can get very lost in that, and then you lose yourself. I like to say that I am my own aesthetic, I just wear what I like and what I think looks cute. Obviously, everything that I do falls into an aesthetic, but I'd like to think that you don't have to be stuck in one way of looking and one way of being. You are effervescent and ever changing, and you can do whatever you feel that day, really, and you can be whoever you want to be. So just be yourself, really, and everything should work out. Wow, that was corny as heck. That was real corny. But it's true. Take some time to slow down and really reconnect with yourself, do some journaling, and think about what you really want out of life. This morning, I was starting to really look at what I want for my future career, and I'm going to make kind of a timeline. Although I don't have to stick to the timeline, I think it is still good to have guidelines, or at least an order of operation. If you don't want to put an actual date, like you have to do this by this date or by this year, etc., by this month, have a order of operations. You need to do this to do that, and then you want to do this after that, and etc., etc. Just list everything you want to do and put them in the correct order of operation. That way, however long it takes you to do step 1, you already know what step 2 is, you know what step 3 is, because sometimes once we achieve something, we don't know where to go after that. We get lost, and then we get stuck, and then we get paralyzed by our own fear that we're gonna fail step 2, gonna fail step 3, what even is step 4, you know? So really having guidelines instead of timelines is very helpful for moving forward in life and, you know, not feeling stuck. That's really all I have to share, guys. This is a really short little video just to, you know, dip my toes back into the YouTube algorithm, you know. I'll be back. I'll film more. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise. I'm so sorry. I know you missed me. I know you missed me. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. And, you know, come back next time. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but probably something nice and fun and cute. Follow me on all my social medias, Kessy on TikTok and Instagram, as well as Threads. And yeah, that's all I really have to tell you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Love y'all.